We begin tonight with a weather impact alert, all stemming from Helene, now a tropical storm. Now you can see the aftermath in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Dozens of people killed, millions without power. Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock. Here in central Indiana over the last few hours, we've experienced hurricane force gusts reaching more than 70 miles per hour. We've seen trees down, blocking roads and damaging homes. And this storm has knocked out power too. Right now, AES is reporting about 57,000 people without electricity. At Duke, that number is more than 21,000. We've got team coverage on this Friday night of this big weather event. Our Logan Gay has been out all night gathering reports of damage. We'll hear from Logan in a moment, but let's begin tonight with Angela. So Angela, is the worst of this finally over?
The good news, Scott, yes, the worst of this is finally over for central Indiana, and we need that because, as you mentioned, we had hurricane force wind gusts, 74 miles per hour reported in Brownsburg, and a 68 mile per hour wind gust reported out at the airport in Indianapolis. Trees and power outages, minor lowland flooding, all thanks to Hurricane Helene that this time last night was making landfall. Here's the good news. These are the latest gusts, now closer to the teens and 20s. Still have some 30 mile per hour gusts for the western part of the state, but these will continue to diminish. Power outages, more than 50,000 across Marion County, more than 8,000 in Madison County. These should continue to improve as well as those winds continue to diminish. Still tracking some steady rain. Tipton to just north of Alexandria, Monticello north of Lafayette. We also still have some steady rain from Fishers to Greenfield. The center of this storm system will sit just to our south all weekend long and keep the rain chances going. That's what I'm tracking ahead.
All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit, Angela. Our live team coverage continues at 11 with the powerful wind and rain knocking a tree onto a roof of a home on the east side of Indianapolis. And right now, the family that lives there has to find another place to stay tonight. Our Logan Gay was there. So, Logan, what did the family say about what happened tonight?
Well, Scott, it's a very scary and sad situation. When I first met DeJuan Golden and his partner, they were sitting in their driveway in their car, both of them very emotional, waiting for the power company to stop by and just trying to figure out their lives. DeJuan said that he had just brought their dog inside when a tree came crashing through their roof. He said it sounded like thunder. He said that that they were scared and that they tried to cover the roof because of the extensive damage. You can see that they put tarps on top of it. But there is some good news, DeJuan said, that no one got hurt. And he says for now, that's enough.
Just protect the house for right now. We'll figure out the rest. God got a plan for us. He'll figure it out for us.
You know, I mentioned those tears that were shed because this house means a lot to their family. DeJuan said it was his partner's family's home. Her parents died and left the home to them. And she said that they really want to get back into it as soon as possible. So they're hoping that someone will help them fix the roof so they can do that. Scott?
Yeah, I hope someone will step up and help that family. Logan Gay, thanks so much. Well, this was certainly a night where many fans were looking forward to at Everwise Amphitheater over at White River State Park here in downtown. The concert, Yacht Rock Review, was scheduled to perform at 8 tonight, but that plan hit some choppy waters when eager fans at the front gate learned the concert was postponed because of the weather. The venue posted on social media tonight the show will now take place next August. That decision getting mixed reaction tonight from the crowd.
I give them credit for extending it as long as they could, and I think that they really tried really hard to have the concert.
Try to make it happen.
Yeah.
Which they would have told us before we came down here and spent $100 on dinner that we would have normally not done.
Everwise Amphitheater saying tonight tickets will be honored for that new date next year. In the past hours, we've reached out to the venue asking about their severe weather procedures. Haven't heard anything yet. We will let you know when we do hear back from them, but their website says the show will go on whatever the weather, unless it's looking extra gnarly. Well, before we saw the impact of Helene here in central Indiana, it was a Category 4 hurricane at landfall, leaving devastation across huge portions of the southeast. At least 44 people have died from the storm. Survivors tonight now dealing with dangerous floodwaters and widespread damage. Erin Peeler walks along this dusty road in Keaton Beach, seemingly in bewilderment. Her home and all her neighbors' homes gone.
There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 homes just gone.
Man, I just lost my house. I have nothing else to go.
Erin's husband says, like so many others, they were not expecting Helene to pack such a powerful punch.
We spent some water, but not a daggum, our house just disappeared.
Across the southeast, Helene devastated entire structures, toppled trees, and crushed vehicles. A deluge so overwhelming in Tennessee Friday that at least 54 people were stranded on a hospital roof, awaiting rescue. In North Carolina, where Helene claimed at least 2 lives, the governor said Helene is one of the worst storms in modern history for parts of North Carolina.
I am worried about potential building falling and collapses and landslides and stuff like that.
The storm's damaging winds caused entire homes to float away and left millions of people without power.
At the end of the day, I'm lucky we didn't stay. We definitely, nobody would have made it through this.
Now, we are going to get a little relief this weekend, but we are still expecting breezy and rainy conditions. You can track it all on your phone. The WTHR weather app puts our interactive radar and our weather blog in the palm of your hand. Want to remind you, it's a free download. You can get it in the App Store. Tonight at 11, we're seeing newly released body cam video from IMPD. This is edited footage from a police shooting that took place back in November of 2023. That's when Metro Police responded to Dontrell Hood firing about a dozen shots on Caroline Avenue. This is over near the State Fairgrounds. This video shows the home of Dontrell Hood. Now you can see he pulled a gun outside his front window toward a patrol car. Hood then walks out the back door and drops the gun. So this next video I'm showing you shows Hood surrendering to police. As officers negotiate with him, he runs and grabs the gun, and that's when the officers shot him in the arm. Hood pleaded guilty to criminal recklessness and unlawful carrying of a handgun. He was sentenced to a year in prison, then home detention and mental health treatment. A man who shot and killed his ex-wife's new husband was just sentenced to 40 years. That shooting took place back in November of 2022 in this church parking lot. Police say Stephen Lowe showed up at the funeral for his former mother-in-law and then started a fight with Jermaine Turman. Lowe shot Turman in the chest. Lowe pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. Turman's mom watched her son get shot and killed. She told Lowe in court today she hopes one day she'll be able to forgive him.
I just want people to think before they make a decision to pick up a gun and shoot somebody, because nobody wins.
Lowe's attorney read a statement on his client's behalf.
First, I want to apologize to Mr. Turner's family and my family. I realize I have an anger issue that needs treatment, and since I have taken responsibility for what I did, the primary thing I will focus on in the future is getting control over my anger issue.
Turman was 42 years old. He left behind 5 children. Tonight, police are increasing patrols along the Monon Trail after an attack. According to Metro Police, the victim was not seriously injured, but police have not found the person who was responsible. All of this unfolding Thursday afternoon near 75th and Westfield. Tonight, officers are urging people to have a safety plan in place.
People take cell phones, travel with multiple people if they can, be aware of where you are, tell other people where you are, and be aware of your surroundings.
Now, Metro Police aren't releasing a description of the suspect, only telling 13 News it was a man. So if you have any information about what happened, please reach out to IMPD. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. The Marion County prosecutor just dropped the case against a former Lawrence police officer. A grand jury has indicted Jonathan Clark on battery charges for shooting a suspect in 2020. In a motion to dismiss those charges, the prosecutor said the man shot, stopped talking with police. Clark's attorneys say any police officer would have taken the same actions. And now to Delphi tonight, where the prosecutor just filed his objection to taking the jurors to the crime scene. He says terrain is too difficult for people to walk, and the visit would take a lot of resources. But the defense team for suspect Richard Allen says it's important for the jurors to understand the area where Abby Williams and Libby German died. The judge in the case says she'll hold a hearing after the jury selection, which is scheduled to take place in about 2 weeks. Tonight, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita is requesting the state Supreme Court set an execution date for the man who killed a Beech Grove police officer in 2000. Benjamin Ritchie was convicted of murdering Officer William Toney. Indiana resumed executions after the governor announced the State Department of Correction had gotten the drug to carry them out. The Tippecanoe County Election Board just approved an early voting site on the campus of Purdue University. The Cordova Recreational Sports Center will be open from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. October 24th. The board is also adding another early voting location in Lafayette. You have until October 7th to register to vote. You can check your registration status online. We've got a link so you can do it on WTHR.com.
The heavy rain and dangerous winds moving out, but we're not done with this system yet. I'll explain in your weekend forecast.
The aftermath video that we are seeing from Helene really are hard to watch. Buildings destroyed, lots of flooding, and lives lost. Tonight, our Verified team is looking at images that may not be all they seem. And it's nearly time for Operation Football. Some teams managing to get in a little time on the field between the wind and rain. We'll break down all the action for you coming up.
Here's the scene at Brebeuf. Not ideal. We're gonna try and get this bad boy in, and we're gonna get you the highlights at 11. Rain or shine, baby.